Meteorologist Adam Krueger here at CW39 Houston, just checking in. It's been a wild morning to say the least. It's about 12:15 p.m. Been here almost 12 hours tracking the arrival of Hurricane Beryl along the Texas coast this morning. If you missed the info, it made landfall as a Category 1 with sustained winds at 80 miles per hour. That was around 4 o'clock in the morning near Matagorda. And since then, it's been traveling northward. Now it's down to a tropical storm. But it was a hurricane all the way up to just west of Houston in the western Houston suburbs. And so we saw a lot of wind resulting in over 2 million customers without power in the greater Houston area. Proof that there's no such thing as a only Category 1 hurricane, right? Even a Category 1 can cause some incredible issues. So power outages, flooding, rain, I believe more than a dozen water rescues in the greater Houston area as well. So I want to run through some of the maps, show you what it looks like on radar, and show you what some of the winds have been doing and what we expect for the rest of the day. So I'll switch it around here. And here we go onto my computer system here at work. And so, again, it's a tropical storm now. This is the noon advisory from the National Hurricane Center. The center of the storm is north of Houston, and this storm is continuing to the north. Some parts of Houston got over 10 inches of rain. This is the result on one highway. There are many that look like this, where water is just too high and cars are stalling out, resulting in some people needing some help. Here's what the radar looks like right now. Good to see that there's minimal rain left over around Houston. The heavy stuff is heading off towards the north. But again, huge rain totals, over 10 inches in some spots. Got a couple of wraparound showers. Those should be manageable in the Houston area right now. All right, so let me show you the recap of the rain. And look at the colors we have on the map right here. This is the legend. So anywhere you get into that purple to bluish color, that's around 8 to 10 to even around 11 inches. That's what we see from Houston southward. All that blue is around an estimated 10 inches of rain. And a little bit closer, I think there were even some pockets that got more than 10 inches in Houston. And so that's why we're seeing such big problems with the flooding. Here's a look at the current wind gusts, still 40 to 60 miles per hour in Houston. These numbers were over 80 miles per hour. The Bush Airport and the Hobby Airport, the two main airports in Houston, both measured winds over 80 miles per hour. And this is why we have this. So as we look at the CenterPoint Energy customers affected, that's over 2 million customers without power. I believe there's 2.9 million customers total for CenterPoint Energy. So more than 2/3 without power right now. And again, back over to the winds. These are the current gusts. And if you're wondering what the rest of the day looks like, actually, this is a recap of the highest gusts measured. So notice that we've got some gusts that got over 80 miles per hour. Now, keep in mind, some of these areas south, these stations were knocked offline before they could keep reporting. So we actually had some wind gusts probably higher than what's being shown right here. Same thing in Sugar Land. I think that was knocked offline at 51, probably got higher than that. But again, 83, 84 miles per hour, the gusts around Houston. That's why so many people are without power. The storm is continuing off towards the north. So here's a look at what our model has at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Continuing from there into 3 o'clock in the afternoon, a lot of the rain departing northward. Here we go towards the end of the day. And we're probably going to get some sunshine coming out in Houston before the day is over. The rain is wrapping up and the strongest winds are now past Houston. So while the weather is going to improve, we're still going to see some big problems in terms of flooding. This is from the Harris County Flood Warning System website. All the red icons, and for anyone who's not familiar, this big county right here is Harris County, and then we've got Houston in the middle here. And all these red icons show where flooding is likely, and yellow is where flooding is possible. So there's a lot of creeks, streams, bayous, rivers where flooding is likely happening right now, and that's going to be more of the long-term impact, in addition to the fact that a lot of people are probably still going to be without power for a while. All right, so that's just kind of an overview of what we've been dealing with for almost 12 hours here around Houston. So it's been a wild morning. Again, things are improving in Houston. We've got the strong winds and the heavy rain shifting north of Houston right now. I know there's a lot of comments coming in here. I can't get to all of them right now. I know a lot of people saying without power. Yeah, same thing back at my home. I've been without power since 4:30 in the morning. It's almost 12:30 in the afternoon right now. Again, still over 2 million CenterPoint Energy customers without power. I have no clue when it's going to get restored, but I can tell you that the worst of the weather is passing. So I would think that today those crews can start getting to work on the power outages, and hopefully, we see as many people as possible get their power back today. If not, and you're still without power in the next couple of days, keep in mind it's going to be back to typical hot Houston weather. We'll find our highs probably in the low and mid 90s tomorrow and for the next several days, probably all the way through the rest of this week. So that's kind of an overview. I'm going to try to keep you updated here on social media. Hopefully you came out of this okay if you're in the Houston area. I know there's just tons of branches and trees down all across the city. Really not safe to be driving around just yet, and especially where we have some of those flooded roads, even though, again, the rain is kind of wrapping up other than a few light showers in Houston. Still, there's some flooded roads out there, so be cautious and do what you can. We'll get through this. We'll be back to normal, boring weather before you know it. All right, we'll talk again soon.